Have you ever felt stressed about money? Imagine a world where budgeting feels like a breeze. That's what Papaya is all about. Tap in and discover how to take control of your cash flow effortlessly. Curious? Let's dive in. I was truly amazed to meet Gian Berselli, the founder behind Papaya. Gian is a serial entrepreneur with an impressive history in the music industry. Previously, Gian founded Wanderer Music in Beijing and Astral Wolf Studios in Berkeley, working with big names like Cristiano Ronaldo and Tony Robbins. With all that experience, Gian knows the challenges musicians face. I can't wait for you to hear how Gian is tackling a huge problem in the music world. Trust me, this is something you don't want to miss. So, what exactly is Papaya doing? It's all about connecting artists and music professionals in a way that's clear and easy. Gian's using cool tech like AI to help people find the right opportunities and build real relationships. Stick around because this convo is about to get exciting. Gian started Papaya to tackle the tough connections issue in the music industry. By using AI and big data, Gian is making it easy for artists and professionals to find each other, ensuring their connections are meaningful and profitable. A key hack, focusing on the needs of independent artists first, even while growing partnerships with businesses. So, if you're starting out, remember, it's all about understanding your audience and providing value. Join Papaya for free today at heypapaya.com. Welcome to The Founder Show, the ultimate podcast for startups and visionaries like you. Today, we're excited to have Gian Berselli, the founder of Papaya, joining us. Here at The Founder Show, we don't just share stories, we amplify them to reach a huge audience and over 100,000 subscribers. Whether you're starting out or growing your business, we're here to help you connect and inspire. So without further ado, let's get started. Hi Gian, this is Vats from The Founder Show. Thanks for joining this podcast, and I'm so glad to have you here with me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. So Gian, let's dive right in. What's the name of your startup and what big problem are you aiming to solve?
The name of the startup is Papaya, and we are solving connection in the music industry.
Papaya, what a catchy name. So when you say you're solving connection in the music industry, what specific challenges are you addressing? Is it about connecting artists, producers, or something broader?
Yeah, it's everything. So the music industry is very fragmented and is still full of people that are safeguarding the connections here. So a lot of people don't really know who to connect, when to connect, and what specific professionals they can be hiring at specific times. So with Papaya, not only we're aiming towards making it clear the connections and the people to connect, but we're also using AI, big data, machine learning, and large language models to understand the data in the music industry. So we're making the data in the music industry a lot more clear, transparent, and helping people to understand who to connect, when to connect, and why to connect. So the base of the pyramid here of the music industry is still very fragmented and an unorganized network, and we are creating a professional platform to make people able to connect with transparency.
That's fascinating, Gian. It sounds like Papaya is tackling a massive pain point by bringing clarity and structure to an industry that thrives on relationships but often lacks transparency. I'm curious, what inspired you to take on this challenge? Was there a personal experience or moment that sparked the idea?
That's a great question. So this is a multi-generational problem. I've been dealing with problems in the music industry since my father, actually. I watched my father grow from loving music all the way to hating music because he so got crushed by the music industry. And since then, as a kid, I decided to tackle the challenge myself, first by being a musician and then by moving to the United States, getting my master's in music. And after that, opening my first company in Beijing, China in music by making film scores. Second, I opened my own record label here in Berkeley, California. And then after 10 plus years as a professional in the music industry and 25 as a musician, I decided to take the challenge into my own hands and understanding and using technology to solve the problems myself. So it's really after all this time understanding the problems that I decided to do something myself.
Wow, Gian, that's such a powerful story. Watching your father's journey and then channeling that experience into your own mission. It's clear this is deeply personal for you. With all those years in the industry and your global experience, how did those early ventures like your record label or film scoring in Beijing shape the vision for Papaya? Did they reveal specific gaps or opportunities that you're now addressing?
Exactly, yeah. By being in the music industry for so long, you learn a lot and you observe a lot. I think the main thing was after I opened my own record label, I understood the struggle of connection. I could see that a lot of artists were looking for opportunities, more curated connections and opportunities. And on the other side of the spectrum, the service providers such as independent record label owners, booking agents, even music venues, they were struggling to find quality artists to work with. And what I mean quality is not only quality of sound, but quality of the ROI, the certainty of the return on investment that those companies would have by putting their time and effort working with someone. So that's when I understood this big gap of not only the connection piece, but the lack of certainty of return on investment. So that's when Papaya came to life.
That's such a sharp observation, John. It's not just about connecting people, but ensuring those connections are meaningful and mutually beneficial. I love how Papaya is addressing both sides of the equation, helping artists find curated opportunities while giving service providers confidence in their investments. How does Papaya's use of AI and big data specifically tackle this ROI challenge? Are you helping predict outcomes or match people based on certain metrics?
That's an excellent question. It's actually both. So with the use of AI and big data that we have available in the music industry, we can understand past, present, and future of certain job or certain professional connections. We can understand sentiment analysis and previous businesses or artists' experience in the music industry. On the act of hiring through a platform, of course, we can also understand if the client or both sides of the equation were satisfied with their hiring and the professional connection made. And we can also understand future as well. So we can understand if an artist and a business were successful matchmaking by understand the career of the artist and the business moving forward. So by understanding those metrics, we can understand which businesses and which artists are gaining traction in the music industry and through the connections that we also provided. So we are providing curated matchmaking, but also understanding what professionals on both sides are really engaged in creating like a really meaningful career in that sense.
That's incredible, John. It's like Papaya is creating a data-driven ecosystem where connections aren't just random, they're strategic, measurable, and forward-looking. I love how you're using sentiment analysis and career trajectory to ensure long-term success for both artists and businesses. Speaking of traction, have you seen any early success stories or examples where Papaya has already made a significant impact?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are getting a lot of interest from our peers and from the people that are following us through the beginning of the journey. So not only we are able to successfully do some matchmaking of artists looking for producers and producing looking for like artists that can actually help, not just a shot in the dark. We are also getting a lot of traction with other professionals in the music industry. So event producers are really wanting to know where to find specific professionals of this industry. And most of the time when these event producers are going to a new uncharted territory, they rely on meaningless Google searches with no vetting whatsoever. So we're getting a lot of traction from this side of the industry of people that are trying to break through new territories or new spaces and not having the connections or the word of mouth to do so. And that's why Papaya will be such a game changer, because we're going to have all these professionals laid out with verified and proved work history, as well with reviews and understanding of the data if their work has been successful or not. So we're gaining a lot of interest by other professionals of the music industry as well.
That's amazing, Gian. It's clear Papaya is already proving its value by bridging those gaps, especially for event producers venturing into new territories. The idea of verified professionals with proven track records and reviews is such a game changer. It's like creating a trusted marketplace for the music industry. As you're gaining traction, what's been the biggest challenge so far in building Papaya? Is it the tech, the adoption, or something else entirely?
Yeah, for sure, the adoption. While we're pre-funding right now, so definitely we're trying to build something really meaningful that brings value to the community. But at the same time, we don't have the financial means to do all the things we want to do. So we have to be really strategic on what we're building and when we're building, right? Papaya is all about bringing value, especially to the artist side of this marketplace, as you brilliantly pointed out. So we want to be really product-focused, product-led on the artist side, because we're not planning to charge the artist pretty much anything for the use of the platform. So we really want to bring tools that bring value right away for the underserved and the financially challenged side of this music marketplace, right? Where the businesses, they have a lot more access to the financial means. They are often looking for artists as well. So the main challenge right now has been how to build and what to build at the time that we are at pre-funding.
That's such a thoughtful approach, Gian, focusing on delivering value to artists first, especially since they're often the most underserved in the industry. It's inspiring that you're prioritizing their needs without charging them, even while navigating the challenges of being pre-funding. How are you balancing this? Are you focusing on building specific features first, or are you relying on partnerships or community support to keep things moving?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a little bit of both, right? So before building anything, we're really trying to understand what are the necessities here, right? But at the same time, we also have to balance what we can build, right? Of course, the necessities sometimes are bigger than what we can build at this moment right now. So we have to filter some of the things out and understand what we can build right now with the resources we have, but also going to deliver a lot of value to the artists. So that's one of the side of the equations. And partnerships is another key one for us. Artists are pretty much a no-brainer when it comes to partnerships, because a lot of them have a big, loyal following, and they are looking for ways to be more successful in a very underserved and challenging industry. But also the partnerships on the business side have been really key for us. We're trying to create partnerships with a lot of companies that already have something that is already made, and we can adopt into our own ecosystem to deliver value for artists. At the same time, we're delivering a great flow of artists and qualified leads for those businesses as well. So partnerships are very key to a startup that is pre-funded right now.
That's such a smart strategy, Gian, focusing on what's feasible while still delivering maximum value. I love how you're leveraging partnerships, not just to enhance Papaya's ecosystem, but also to create a win-win for both artists and businesses. It's a great way to scale impact without overextending resources. Looking ahead, what's your vision for Papaya in, say, the next 5 years? How do you see it transforming the music industry?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Papaya is really a game changer because it's connecting the bottom of the pyramid, where a lot of other companies are looking towards the big, like the top side of the pyramid, where like a lot of the big money is and a lot of the opportunity is, or some other companies are only focusing on enhancing streaming and exposure to the artist. Papaya is understanding a side of the industry that is not often looked at, which is the side of the small business, the small professional, your local business. And those people are moving really fast and moving a lot of this economy. So we understand by connecting those people that are doing great services and moving away a little bit from the top of the pyramid, we really hope that the industry will be able to shift and start being more democratized, right? So rather than all the big dogs getting always the great opportunities, maybe we can give a chance for the other record labels, the upcoming professionals that are delivering great value and delivering a lot of good services, but are often not really foundedly, or they're not even able to be found in this crazy crowded ecosystem. So we can really see a future where independent artists and independent professionals are going to be able to shine because the information is now accessible for them. And after tackling the music industry is a no-brainer that we're going to start expanding to other creator economy verticals, such as filmmaking, gaming, photography, actors, and book writers, because all these arts are in a way interconnected. For example, we already have photographers and filmmakers that are wanting to be part of the Papaya catalog because they provide services for live music, for example, right? So it's a no-brainer that in 5 years we're going to be expanding to other verticals, and we aim to be the vertical operating system for the entire creator economy.
That's such an inspiring vision, Gian. I love how Papaya is championing the underrepresented side of the music industry, the small businesses and independent professionals who are the backbone of the ecosystem. Democratizing access and creating opportunities for them could truly reshape the industry. And expanding into other creator economy verticals feels like a natural evolution, especially with the interconnectedness of these fields. It's exciting to think of Papaya as the go-to platform for the entire creator economy. Before we wrap up, what's one piece of advice you'd give to other founders who are tackling big systemic challenges like you are?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think focus is a very important one. Usually early stage startups, they have a really, especially with a big ambitious visions like we do, they have a really hard time understanding where to focus and when to focus. So I think your most limited resource in the beginning is not money, it's actually time. So understanding how to prioritize your time, I would say, is the biggest piece of advice that I would have. So before going and developing and spending crazy amount of resources, it's very good to understand who first your target audience is, even if it changes, but at least try to focus on one target audience and try to talk to them before building things like crazy and spending time and resources in there. So understand who your target audience is and what you can build to best serve them at this point in time before trying to conquer the world all at once. So try to be really focused and niched on one solution at a time, because as I said, prioritizing is the number one thing that you need to do, and prioritizing your time will be the biggest challenge because you're going to have an infinite amount of list of things to do on your to-do list, and you're going to be able to, you need to understand what really is your priority here. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy with the amount of things that you need to do.
That's such valuable advice, Gian. Focus and prioritization are absolutely key, especially when tackling something as ambitious as Papaya. It's so true that time, not money, is the most limited resource early on, and being the laser focused on your target audience and their needs can make all the difference. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, insights, and vision with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Founders Show. Any final thoughts or shout outs before we wrap up?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it. What a great initiative you have. I love the product you're developing as well. And thank you for all the listeners and the readers to be a part of this with me. Deeply appreciate it if you can share Papaya with your fellow artists or just, artist enthusiasts. And every sign up counts for us right now. Go ahead and sign up on Papaya. It's 100% free. And I would deeply appreciate sharing and spreading the word of someone who is truly passionate about creating a better future for the music industry.
Thank you, Gian. Your passion and dedication to transforming the music industry are truly inspiring. To all our listeners, you heard it. Check out Papaya, sign up, and spread the word to support this incredible mission. Gian, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Wishing you and Papaya all the success in building a brighter, more connected future for the music and creator economy. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Gian. Wishing you all the best with Papaya. Take care. Thanks for tuning into The Founder Show. If you liked what you heard, please hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you're a startup founder and want to share your story with us, head over to Founder Show and sign up to be featured on the podcast. We can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, keep dreaming big.